Welcome to The Snack, a lighter serving of Girls Gotta Eat.
This is a Dear Media production.
Enjoy.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. We are coming to you live, pre-recorded from the East Coast.
Yes, it feels nice to be back. We can travel separately as long as we're in the same time zone.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in Delaware. I'm at my brother's house, and Raina is in New York City.
Yeah,
just living her best life.
Drinking every day. My skin is bad. My hangover is bad. But I love it. I love being here.
I feel great. I went to 9 a.m. yoga. I had a bacon, egg, and cheese when I got home.
Being with your family.
Yeah, it's been nice. My nephews, I'm having a blast.
Aw, well, I'll see you in a couple days. By the time this airs, I'll be on my way down to you.
Oh my God. And we have Kaitlyn Bristowe today, which is going to be really fun. So we're going to go through our topics and break them down, and then she will join us for the second half.
Okay, well, we'll thank our partners. We'll just jump right in. Thank you to The Roses in the theaters everywhere, August 29th. Get tickets now. And thank you to Boll & Branch. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com/GGE.
And thank you to Live Conscious. Get 15% off at liveconscious.com with code GGE. And Cakes Body. Get 20% off your first order at cakesbody.com with code GGE. Okay. I have to say, Raina, I miss my iPad so much. Like, this is just, I'm used to having my iPad and my whole system set up, and I'm just like, we're on Zoom. I'm trying to look at my computer at the same time. I don't have two screens. I am just really struggling over here, and I just miss it. It's like my baby.
I miss it too. It's so chic. I had to just
Wait,
bring a real book.
Did you not travel with it?
No, I flew Delta, and they have screens, so I didn't think about it, and I just brought an actual book, but I miss it.
The night before I flew out, it was too late to go back to the studio and get it. And I was like, I'm flying American, both long flights. And they don't have screens. And I was like, I have this brand new iPad and I could have had it with me.
Yeah, I never would have thought to ever bring it home. I would never think to take it to the house with me. Because I'll never remember to bring it back.
So my fiance was like, why don't you bring it home with you? And I was like, well, I like to leave it at the studio and it charges there and stuff. And he was like, no, we don't have any chargers at home. And I didn't think anything of it. And the rest of the night he was trolling me about the chargers. We don't have any chargers for the iPad. And finally it hit me. I was like, are you making fun of me? And he was like, yes, I've been making fun of you for hours because you said you don't bring your iPad home because you have to charge it at the studio. You have a charging station. It's a supercharger at the studio.
I only plug one iPad in overnight at the studio, and I'm just I can't find extra chargers. We have so many chargers in there.
No, mine was kind of dead a couple weeks ago, and you're like, well, I had to charge mine. It's what are we doing? We have plugs, we have electricity, we can afford it.
100 chargers in there. This is your charger report, you guys.
This is your charger report. Okay, so let's get into our report, and it's a Labubu report.
It's still happening, you guys. It's still big. It's bigger than ever, actually. It's in the crime scene.
I have mine. You know what? Let's just get it. Let me just prove it's here. I've traveled with it.
Mine or the other one? Did you break
the real one? Here we go.
She looks very lovely on your base bag.
My nephew was playing with it. He's a fan. They're not going anywhere. It doesn't appear to be going anywhere, and you have something to share with me, but I'm just going to kick it off with the darker side of Labubu's, and that is that there has been a lot of crime. So this headline says, Grand Theft Labubu, $37,000 in the popular figurine stolen in California this week. So there was one Labubu robbery, and then there was another one. It said, while it's unclear whether the heists are connected,
Labubu bandits.
One thing. No, they're calling Labubu burglars. Labubu burglars.
Labubu burglars. Okay. Well, one of these heists, they made off with $30,000 in Labubu figurines. It was found on the black market. I mean, when you hear about stuff that was found in somebody's home, the list for me is guns, drugs, people. Labubu's is never going to be on the list for me.
Well, that's 2025 for you. So this is the hottest thing to steal. It's the new Chanel bag.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Thank God. Okay, so you guys see what I sent you. So I was walking through this street market in New York City the other day, and I almost bought you this thing. So they're doing knockoff luxury Labubus now.
Wait, stop, Raina. You're gonna die. So the woman that's doing my makeup for my wedding sent me a photo of one of these already.
The luxury ones?
Yes, and
We'll put them on the screen, by the way, if you guys are listening.
Didn't ask any further questions. I just assumed it was hers. Wait, here it is. Here's a Miu Miu one. And here's a Prada one. And she just sent me them, and I don't know her like that, so I wasn't like, are those yours? Like, I just was like, ha 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 ha, I'm obsessed. Like, I just don't know what if she's part of the heist? She lives in LA.
I wanted to get you one of these, and there was a Chanel, a Gucci, a Prada, and a Christian Louboutin. And the Christian Louboutin one was so good. It had a little Christian Louboutin bag, and its face was scratched. And I was like,
well, that's
gonna complain about this.
You would give me a scratched up one. Well, didn't my fiance send us on our group DM thread the car covered in Labubus?
Yes.
It's insane. We'll put that on the screen too. Like, I've never seen anything like it. It's a car entirely on the outside, the exterior of the car, Labubus. Like, no, you can't even see the car's color. You can't even see the paint job because it's covered in Labubus. It looks unbelievable.
It looks like a sherbet, just like a sorbet.
It looks like a branded car. Like, it looks like it's been wrapped. It's like, and they're like on site for an activation. And I think it's just like a super fan. It's probably the person that did the heist.
I feel how else could you get that many Labubus? Of course, it's the person who did the heist.
Just hiding in plain sight. They're never going to know. They're never going to know.
I feel like I'm coming around to Labubus now that everybody's into them, and I don't like that about myself, okay? I am coming around to Capri pants now, a thing I said I would never over my dead fucking body. And then I saw this morning that said a big fall trend is going to be pants under skirts. You know you're that girl if you have a skirt on top of a pair of pants. And I was just like, what in the... That is the worst thing I've ever seen. But catch me in 2 years with pants that have a skirt on top
Raina,
of it.
no. I will never do it. You guys can just drag me if I do this because I just am saying, no, I'm never going to do that. But I love a capri pant. Raymond, I will tell you, I was the first person to wear capri pants in my high school. I was a trendsetter. I had these navy blue capri pants from Gap. I wore them with a lavender boat neck sweater, and I wore like a headscarf that matched the sweater. It was like floral.
Why is this the cutest outfit ever?
They called me in the principal's office and said, you can't wear that on your head. That's like a hat. You can't wear a hat in class. And I was like, this is part of an outfit. And I like convinced them to let me get away with it. And they were like, I guess she can wear it.
For being the cutest person in school, that's crazy. They're like, she's too fashioned, she has to go home.
I started capri pants in Smyrna High School, and I think it was 2000.
Wow, you're really a trendsetter. Okay, and but I can't wear... I have 2 pairs in my suitcase right now, and I am too short for capri pants, but I want to do capri pants now. I'm coming out as a capri pants wearer. Hemmed where? To what? Shorts?
No, like I think when, mid-calf, you're so short that my capri pants are going to be ankle pants on you, so just get them hemmed up. But it's so funny because we're doing, for one part of my bachelorette weekend this weekend, we're going to do a little like themed photo shoot. It's going to feel very like old school and just kind of cheeky, and you guys will see. But Corey just texted me and she was like, should I really lean in and wear khaki capris on Friday? Do you remember khaki capris? We would wear them out.
I wore them all the time. I wore them to social events, concerts.
That's what I'm saying. It would be khaki capris and a going out top. And that would be our party outfit.
It predated the going out blazer. That was
for sure. No, this was like late 90s, early 2000s. And then you got into like 2008, 2010. And that was business casual at the club.
Yes. I always business casual. I wore a blouse and a blazer and high heels to go out to the club. It's humiliating. Okay, so speaking of people that were born in the 2000s, Leonardo DiCaprio's roster.
Speaking of someone that would never date someone born in the 1900s, Leonardo DiCaprio, who is 50, right?
He is 50, and in an interview recently, he insisted that he is emotionally 32 after getting all this backlash about dating younger women. He's basically like, I can't date women my own age because I am actually these young girls' age.
So he says he feels 32, but he's not dating 32-year-olds. which is even crazier. He's like,
Leo would never.
He's like, I feel 32, so I'm going to date 25-year-olds. And I hate this as an excuse for a 50-year-old man to date 25-year-olds. But as a person who does feel younger than my actual age, I relate.
So you have something in common with Leo.
It's just, it's funny. Like, I think this is also coming out more. People are like finding out their biological age. We're going to do soon with Function Health. But it's just, of course, he said, like, y'all, I'm not even 50.
But like you are, just be honest that you like women in their 20s. You don't have to be like, I'm 32 internally, my prefrontal cortex actually just developed. Like, I also think a lot of men are probably a little emotionally immature. Even 50-year-olds act like 20-year-olds. Like, I think he could have just made this a little funnier.
I think he was kind of being funny. The interviewer joked, your age is 50, but your emotional maturity is 32. How does that feel? And he went on to explain how his perspective has shifted since marking the milestone birthday. He just turned 50 in November of 2024. So I think it was kind of in jest, but like not really. And it's so funny because someone who has been in the entertainment industry their whole life and has had all this life and career experience and traveled the world and all the success and like truly done everything should feel older. Like that's where you get the old soul. Like people that start in the entertainment industry super young, like he did, feel older than their age. And he's like, nah, 32.
Not me. He is dating a little older. His girlfriend, Vittoria Soretti, I think that's how you say her name. She's 27. So she is a little older than his main hangs. Usually people were saying that him and Gigi Hadid broke up when she turned, 25? And she is with Bradley Cooper now, who is 50. So she also has a type.
Yeah. Okay. So this is funny. We were talking about this. I was in Atlanta and I was hanging out with some friends, and a good friend of mine, a friend that you know, a guy friend, we were just kind of talking about the men that are just eternal playboys, Peter Pan, like 55. Like I know a couple of these guys in Atlanta. I used to party with them, like 55 and still single and dating and going after girls in their 20s. And like my guy friend who's our age was saying he was out with one of these guys and he was just like, there's not many like girls out tonight. Like I'm trying to meet somebody or whatever. He wasn't being like predatory, but he was just kind of saying that. And then this like literal like 25-year-old walks in and he immediately zeroes in and starts talking to her. And I was like, if I was that 25-year-old and this 55-year-old man came up to me, like I thought 30 was old when I was in my younger 20s, like 35, crazy, 40, oh my God, like literally 25 to 30 years older. And I know he's attractive for his age and he's rich and successful, but if he started hitting on me at the bar, Raina, I would be like, ew, what is that? Are you trying to recruit me for a job? Like, why are you talking to me?
It is really fascinating what some people are attracted to and not. Because to your point, I was exactly like you would. Even when I was 25, somebody that was 30 seemed like an adult.
That's what I'm saying. Like, ew, they're 30.
Like this 30-year-old is talking to me. That's crazy. They've like been in the world for 30 sounded old. I remember somebody once telling me that like a bunch of 32-year-olds played beer pong at a party. And I was like, 32-year-olds are playing beer pong. These fucking losers. That's crazy. Like it's just when men that old would like with that much of an age gap would hit on me, I would be so shocked because like it was so far outside of the realm of anything I would even consider that I would be like, how could you think this was an option?
When I was 22, I thought 30 was crazy old. But
Same.
like as I started getting my mid 20s, but I wasn't dating a guy older than like 27 when I was 25. Like it's just to think of this 50-year-old man coming up to me and like I'd be like, wait, are you flirting with me, Dad? What is this?
When I was 22, my boyfriend was 28 and I thought he was so grown. I was like, he is so old and grown up. That is, I thought of him as like such an old adult.
Okay, well, good for Leo and his 32-year-old self.
Look at him.
Who doesn't want to be 32? I get it.
So we are just going to thank a couple of our partners, and then we're going to get right back into it. The Roses. So this is a movie that is in theaters everywhere, August 29th. It stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman, and they're like this perfect couple. They like have it all, successful careers, loving marriage, great kids. And then his Theo, the character's career comes crashing down, and Ivy's fame just kind of skyrockets. And it's this tinderbox of like competition between them and growing resentment, and kind of like threatens to destroy the whole thing that they've built. And it's sort of like an all's fair in love and war kind of thing. But it's fun and it's a comedy. I love the casting. It's from Tony McNamara, who worked on Poor Things, which I also really loved. And again, it is out everywhere in theaters August 29th, and you guys can get your tickets now.
Yes, we love this movie and we can't wait for you guys to see it, and you are absolutely going to love it. And I am telling you about Cakes Body. Okay, I just feel like Cakes has been my tour sponsor because I have just been wearing these. I am so obsessed with these. I can't stop talking about them. And I used to just be a person who I'm like, I'm wearing a bra or I'm not wearing a bra. There was really no in between for me, and my nipples would be out, and I also think that's fine. But there's some instances, and for me, you know, when you're being around maybe a bunch of people, a bunch of men, for example.
Family.
Yeah, family, good call. Or like I'm on stage and I don't want to have distractions in any way where I'm like, I want the look of no bra, but I want my nipples to be covered. And so I was like hesitant, like, I don't know if this is like on brand for me. And I am honestly so obsessed. We love this company so much. It was founded by these twin sisters, and they really do so many great things for women, and what they do with the women that work for them, fully funded childcare for all their employees and things like that. But their mission is obviously to provide these boob solutions for women that make you feel flattered and free. And they have a few different products. So they have the sticky cakes, and those are in circles or triangles, and then they have grippy cakes, and so those don't have the sticky. I do the sticky, and you wash them and reuse them, and they come with these little like inserts that you stick them back on to keep them safe. They have a cute velvet pouch. I mean, the packaging is second to none. It's so stunning. Rain and I are like real sluts for good packaging, and so we love it.
I was looking around my room because I packed them on this trip to bring with me.
I love them so much. And then they have a little nip nook that's like where it goes over your nipple. It's not sticky, so you're not like pulling it off that sensitive part of your body. They've really thought of everything, and they have every size and shape. And I said this before, like I really do feel like they give your breasts some shape. Like if you're just like, I don't know, especially if you have small breasts and you're like, I feel like I'm just a nipple some days. Like I feel like they give you a little extra like shape. And even like for me, I feel like personally, like I feel a little boosted, and they just look good. There's this infinity edge for seamless coverage, even under the thinnest top. So tiny little see-through white tank, you can still wear these and you're not going to see them. And so we really love them so much. And they're the best product like this I've ever used. I've been telling everyone about them. I was just with a bunch of girls on a girls trip, and I was just like, you guys get on these, because some people still use the old school, like I'm not going to name any names, but the ones that are just like kind of a pain. And I was like, this is what you got to do. So you guys can check out the product for yourself. Go to cakesbody.com. You can use code GGE for 20% off your first order this summer. Again, that is cakesbody.com, code GGE to get that 20% off.
Okay, the show no one really wanted.
And just like that, it's over.
Season 3 series finale is out, and everybody has feelings.
Yes. So we talked about this ending, and Sarah Jessica Parker voiced over this beautiful thing about Carrie, and it was really special, and she said a lot of things. And as the biggest fans of the show, Sex and the City, obviously, and two people that obviously did not like And Just Like That, it still really meant a lot. And so it'll never take away what that show meant. But this finale, I mean, it was a shit show in more ways than one. There is a scene with a toilet overflowing with poop in it, and I was floored. I've never seen anything like that. I think they're trolling us. I think they're like, you guys have called this show a shit show. You've said it's gone down the toilet. So here you go. Poop is flowing up. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like, I was like, okay, we're doing poop stuff now. We have like Aiden jerking off in his truck and Harry's boner nonstop talking about it. And like, this is the final frontier. Is they're like, we're going to really gross you guys out. Fuck you.
I hated that was the finale for Miranda. I didn't want her to go out like that on the floor with gloves on, surrounded by turds. I didn't want it. And I will say, I did not hate everything about this finale.
Oh, I have so much more to say. I had to open with poop, but let's get into it.
I didn't hate every part of it. Of course, I wanted more, and there's some things that I felt really like robbed of. But I think that they touch on each person's relationship throughout the finale episode, and I like the takeaway that like life is messy, and there's all types of relationships, and there are affairs and cancer and relationships that end up really long term and special, but you don't have that ring, and you don't get married, and some people end up alone. And I like that message that like life is messy, and there's a lot of different ways to live your life and have romantic partnership. And that part I could get behind. Sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, most of the articles are really panning it. And this page 6 article, it says they called it a disastrous season finale. And they said Sarah Jessica Parker clapped back and she just is unbothered. And she said, I don't think I have the constitution to have spent a lot of time thinking about that. She told the New York Times in an interview published Friday, we always worked incredibly hard to tell stories that were interesting or real. I guess I don't really care. And then they said the hocus pocus actress added. Hocus pocus.
Okay, articles will always be doing this. Articles always do this, where they're just like, they have to bring in all this stuff.
I get it. You don't just, you want to refer to her in various ways and you want to mix it up in your writing, but hocus pocus actress, what is it? Was that from the 90s? Hocus pocus actress Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm insulted on her behalf. I mean, it's a great movie.
The second most important thing she's done with her career. But like, in this, yes, they always try to like switch it up. And like in this instance, they didn't need to. And they wrap up this series finale with Carrie being alone. And I also like that message as somebody who like is single. And I feel like my life is really valuable and full and wonderful. And you can be, kind of quote unquote alone, but never alone. And I like that message. I feel that the show is sort of similar. I mean, this has been said before, but the show is about dating, sex, relationships, much like our show is. But at the end of the day, it is a show about the relationship these women have with each other. And they were not in one scene all together. Like, yeah. It bothers me that she's just kind of, they take her out alone in her kitchen, and that's kind of it. I would have loved the show to end with her with all these women in a scene. And it sort of reminded me like if you and I stopped doing the podcast and we just like did a final episode, like not together. I don't know. 'Cause this show is about me and you and our relationship.
I know. I mean, I have so many thoughts on this. I feel emotional about it. Like when I first watched it, I was like, okay, I think I have a controversial opinion. I think I like the way it ended. I mean, the whole last episode is Carrie saying like, I've just always wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted to feel chosen and I never wanted to feel alone. And when Big died, I thought maybe Aiden and then Duncan and whoever. And so you have the protagonist whose entire purpose on the whole show has been looking for love, finding love, not being alone. And she ends up on her own and she accepts it at the end. And they show everyone else around her in these relationships, and she's dancing alone in her kitchen, in her fabulous outfit, in her big ass house, eating cake. And it was just like this really powerful ending. She says the woman realized she was not alone. She was on her own. And Michael Patrick King said she's on her own, and that sentence is for everyone who has someone and for everyone who doesn't have someone. And I'm going to get emotional here. It's primarily, wow, I've never said this. It's mostly for someone who feels bad because they don't have someone. He said that's really what it is. It's to say, look at her, look how fabulous she is, and she's exactly where you are. That's what it's for. And I love that message. I love that they didn't have Samantha get married. I mean, I'm so huge on this, but the other part of it is how could they not end this show with the women together? And like, how could they not, the final scene not be them together? And this writer from the Daily Beast was like, I think it's fine for her to be single at the end. That's the right move. But we would have liked the moment of connection with her friends to remind us what it's really about. And she went on to say that like, Carrie's most redeeming quality isn't her ability to thrive on her own. It's that even though she fails, she tries to be a good friend. And she spends the whole show delivering these pies to people, like, which feels just like, it doesn't even feel like a gesture. It feels like an obligation. Like her whole thing is like trying to be a good person, a good friend, and it's just like, I guess it ends with her finding herself and being okay with herself. But like, when I started reading other articles, I was like, I get it. I get why people are upset. It is just because it didn't end with the three of them together, but also the show was 4 of them and that was fractured already. So we were never going to get that ending.
I I agree with what you said. And I didn't mind her ending up alone. I think it's a good message. I think that the message of the relationship that you have with yourself is the one that's going to be around forever. I mean, you see all of these women's relationships start and fail and have trauma and they break, they come back together. And she said, I quit thinking maybe a man and I have to start accepting maybe it's just me. And I don't mind that either. I relate to it. That is my life. That's the life I've built. So many of my girlfriends are in and out of relationships, and I've been single for quite a while. And so I like the message that you're going to be okay. Yeah. I guess I just would have liked a little bit more powerful messages of well, she actually is sort of alone. I guess I just wish I would have seen her with Miranda and Charlotte in the end.
Yeah, you could have done both. You could have had her be okay being alone and accepting it and, eating the cake and dancing around but they still could have come together. Because the whole point of the show felt like friendship, specifically female friendship, over romantic partnership. And so it would have been nice to end it like that instead of Carrie finally realized she don't need no man.
Yeah, but then leading up to that is a montage of every single person with their romantic partner eating pie. Pie was too heavily featured in this episode. It was
pie and poop. I can't get over that. Why'd they do that? Why'd they do that toilet scene? I just think they were fuck these people that have been talking shit about the show. Let's give them something to really talk shit about, literally.
But what was the point of it? It wasn't comedic. It was just kind of gross. Miranda goes out her last scene on the show forever until the end of time. Well, she's on her knees cleaning up turds.
I couldn't believe it. And I like that Carrie at that point was still kind of holding out hope for a man. And they brought this man to her and she's like, not him. And then he clogs the toilet and embarrasses himself and leaves. But it could have been, they didn't have to show it. It was so graphic, right? I couldn't believe it. I was seeing.
It's not comedic. It's not to prove a point. It's not a metaphor. I guess you and I can make it into a metaphor. It's just the whole show is poop.
But I was there's a turd. Okay, there's one. And then there just was more and they were over. I was just I had to look away.
I wanted to feel this sense of nostalgia and just feel really emotional watching this. And I was like, you are robbing me of this.
Yeah. So it's over. It's finally over.
Well, they took it out back and shot it finally.
They put it out to pasture. Well, speaking of shows that people have criticized is Summer I Turned Pretty, and we're just going to keep this brief. Raina doesn't watch it. Spoilers ahead, I guess. But I don't know. I'm still watching it. I'm still engrossed in it. But it is just these kids getting married in college. I used to be Team Jeremiah. I'm so embarrassed about that now. Everyone's been making fun of me. I have the ick on most of these characters. I'm proudly Team No One at this point. I'm team Conrad, move on, get out of here, and Belly and Jeremiah just break up and get married when you're both real adults. But I also am someone who hasn't read the books and I don't know what's coming. And by the time the show airs, there will have been another episode. But we're recording this before the most recent episode. So anyway, I just want to give an update because I feel I was strongly Team Jeremiah and really proud about it. I felt like he was the more secure choice and Conrad was this avoidant, brooding character and I liked that she chose the more secure option, but now he's just fully giving me the ick and I'm just I can't with the show, but I'm going to see it through. But anyway, just want to throw that in and we can wrap up with the Taylor and Travis interview on Travis Kelce's podcast, New Heights, last week.
Yeah, because that came out, Wednesday night, and we'd already recorded. It crashed the internet. It broke all the records. We loved it.
I was trying to figure out if it did. So it's at 18 million, 19 million views now on YouTube.
And so the live premiere on YouTube drew approximately 1.3 million concurrent viewers, setting a new record for podcast live streams.
Oh, that's the record. Okay. Right when it dropped. Okay.
Yes, right when it dropped. Spotify engagement saw a 3,000% increase to new listeners, with a 618% surge in female listeners. It did crash YouTube for momentarily because YouTube the stream glitched. Yeah, we'll see how it builds over time and how it compares to other podcasts. I loved it. I loved watching their dynamic. No surprise here. He's just such a fan of hers and he hypes her so hard. And I think I don't know. Sometimes I feel that there's a lack of male role models that are hyper masculine alpha men that just ride so hard for their female partners. And we did this great episode with Professor Chesko about men who take advice from other men about what it means to be like masculine and alpha and how to like treat a woman. And Travis Kelce is the pinnacle of how to be so alpha and masculine and still have your partner on such a pedestal and think she hung the moon. And they're so in love and cute, and they're the most goals of any relationship. Who doesn't want their partner to think of them like that? It's just, I love them.
You're so right. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, it's really a beautiful thing to watch, the way he looks at her and respects her and holds her in such high regard, and vice versa for the two of them. And we don't need to talk so deeply about it. You guys have seen all the memes. If you care, you watch the interview in full. But I mean, it blew my mind to watch Taylor Swift on a podcast. It blew my mind. This is the most you really see who someone is. She seems so down to earth. It's crazy to me. Like, you don't see celebrities of this level act like this. She talked about sourdough bread for like 10 minutes and it didn't feel performative. The whole otter conversation, it went into sourdough bread to otters. It was like a 15-minute chunk. I was like, we would have cut that out. Just so it's clear, there was no editing. They just let them fly. Like, we would never let a guest talk about bread for 10 minutes. I mean, I guess it's Taylor Swift. She can do whatever she wants, but like, they just feel like kind of dorky and just normal. And like, it just, you think of other celebrities of her stature and it's like, I just can't even picture them in this setting talking about this shit. I mean, when she's on stage, she is performing. It comes across that way. The way she pauses, the way she speaks, like the way she's dramatic, like she is a performer. This was actually the real her. I think the most that we have ever gotten and will ever get, unless she does another podcast. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is a normal ass girl from Pennsylvania.
I mean, that's why she's so popular. Everybody loves her. Everybody's like best friends with her. She does just seem like a normal girl. And you never see celebrities of her. I mean, no one's a bigger celebrity than her, but like, you don't get like a 2-hour long form interview with somebody this famous. I mean, they would be terrified to do it, that you would rip apart their words and take everything out of context. And this is not original thought. Yes, she felt safe with them, that that Jason Kelce was going to be a great interviewer and he was great and sweet and fun. And there's no gotcha moments. She's just like hanging out at the desk with her boyfriend. I've never heard her speak more than probably 10 minutes in an interview. You just don't see this. You
don't see it. And it's on a late night show or wherever it may be, and it's been prepped. And it's just, I mean, to just be like, hey, give us the whole story about your masters. You have the floor. I was riveted.
I can't wait for the album, and we'll talk about it when it comes out.
Yeah, we did our little album covers. So if you guys didn't see them, you can go to any of our Instagrams, Girls Gotta Eat, Raina, or me, and we did some album covers and really had fun putting these together. Like Raina was like, I sent her a message, we got to do these. Raina was on top of it. And then we're back and forth workshopping. Like, I was on a plane and she was sending me, and it was just the most fun we had, like creating them and choosing the photos and stuff. So you guys check them out. Throw them a like.
I mean, you and I, it was an embarrassment of riches. We've just been at this for so many years. I mean, to edit down how many photos I wanted to use of you and I, because we've been dressing like this for so long with the Girls Gotta Eat shows.
We are showgirls.
We're the OGs.
We're going to skip headlines today, you guys. There's just not a lot going on. And we're just going to talk about our partners and then get into it with Kaitlyn. So I am telling you about Live Conscious. This is going to be your collagen. This is the brand that we recommend to get that. And this is something that you can utilize for healthier hair, skin, and nails, and your joints. Live Conscious Collagen Peptides. You've probably heard these words, of course, collagen and peptides. And these are going to be great for you with types 1 and 3, collagen sourced from grass-fed bovine in Brazil. Live Conscious Collagen Peptides is a favorite formula among 97% of users who saw visible improvements, clinically backed, free from harmful and unnecessary additives. They've been around for 10 years. We love that. This isn't some brand new company that just popped up to be trendy. They've been doing this and sourcing the most premium quality collagen for 10 years. They ensure purity and potency, and the peptides just dissolve in your morning coffee, smoothie, even water. No clumping, no fuss. You can even get them in stick packs, which we love for travel. And we're just such big fans of this brand and everything that they do. They have a 365-day money-back guarantee, and this is going to be great. I mean, add it into your lifestyle and you can see the anti-aging effects of it. And again, healthier hair, skin, and nails and joints. So visit liveconscious.com and start your journey to natural beauty. Use code GGE for 15% off. Again, that is liveconscious.com, code GGE, 15% off.
And you guys know how obsessed I am with bedding, sleeping well. So Boll & Branch, it's the sheets that I use in all my bedrooms at my house. They're signature sheets. I love them so much. I look so forward to getting into bed. I look forward to getting into bed naked and just like feeling them on my body. And they're made from the finest 100% organic cotton. It feels like really buttery, and I've washed them a ton of times. I have them in several different colors, and they keep getting softer. They do come with a 30-night worry-free guarantee, but I absolutely love them. I love the way they feel on me. And it's just like, I don't know, every time I get in bed, I'm like, this is so delicious. I love how it feels so much. They look so chic. They have tons of colors. So I just have like the natural, I have a caramel color. They come in lots of different sheets, but they're very chic. The packaging looks great. So if you want to get it as a gift for somebody else, also really nice gift to give to somebody or to yourself. But sleep is very important to Ashley and I need a full 8 hours feeling very comfy in my bed. So this is what I do with Boll & Branch, and you can feel the difference an extraordinary night's sleep can make with Boll & Branch. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com/GGE. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/GGE to save 15% and unlock free shipping. Exclusions apply.
Okay, let's get into it with Kaitlyn.
Okay, guys, we are very excited to welcome back a guest to our show. She is the queen of Bachelor Nation. She is the host of Off the Vine podcast, and she is the co-host of Hulu's newest show, Are You My First?, where a bunch of virgins come to an island and date each other, and we're going to see if any of them lose their V card. Please welcome to the show, Kaitlyn Bristowe.
Hi, that's amazing. Isn't it? Like, did you ever think in the world that we're in that I would be hosting a show about virgins?
No, so that was my first question when you got this pitch. Were you like, this isn't real? This isn't a real show?
I thought it was going to be a joke and that they were going to like turn it on me and that I would they'd have Colton as like the kind golden retriever virgin who's like now happily married with a baby. And then, and I'm Judy. It's like I come in and I just like big old whore. Teaching the women how to have sex and stuff. No, I honestly was like, wow, okay. So the virgin of the franchise and then the girl who like got pigeonholed into being the one that like talks about sex all the time. Okay. But I started asking questions. I didn't realize that I was up for it. Like there was other women that were auditioning for that spot. I didn't realize that I was, so I just went in guns blazing and was like, oh, I got it. I got it. I like showed up.
There's one clear choice here.
I was like in sweatpants and no makeup. I was like, what's up? But what I really loved was I started asking questions and I was like, I don't want to be part of a show that's like just one giant mockery of virgins because I was so attacked as the woman who is sex positive and I just don't want people to feel like we're attacking them or like making them feel stupid. I mean, of course, it's a show about virgins. It's easy to poke fun. We're going to make a lot of sex puns and virgin puns and there's virgin cocktails and all the funny things. But the heart of the show is them like having a big self-discovery journey and finding, their first, either that first kiss, the first love. Maybe they share a bed together. Maybe they have their first. It's a really fun show full of awkward moments, drama, love, and light.
I agree. I love it. And I think it's fun. And Ashley and I watched the first episode. The show premiered this week. It opens with, we have gathered the biggest group of virgins ever assembled.
And not to mention the hottest, horniest ones.
Well, it says like everybody's title is so spicy, like or funny, like unbelievably hot virgin at 30, and it's just, I'm so invested in these stories because it's like, why is she, and she's like, I used to be a bottle girl, but I have vaginismus. Like, I'm just like, I am into everybody's story.
I know. That's the beautiful thing of how casting did this. Cause I was like, to find 21 like hot virgins that want to be, on television. Cause I feel like a lot of virgins feel like probably a lot of shame around that and scared and to find that many that are willing to be so brave and vulnerable to share their stories. And every story is so different.
So different. I mean, this guy, Michael, starts out hitting on this girl, and the show's like, he's accomplished step one of staying a virgin for life. He's just like awkward, but he's so cute and he's so endearing. And you kind of see how a lot of people like got here, and then you wait so long, and you're like, well, I've waited. I didn't come this far just to come this far. Like,
exactly.
Just to give it up for like nobody,
Right. Just to come this far. You're hoping you're going to come at some point. So we both watched the premiere. I watched it live, which was just such a fun thing. And
So fun.
I mean, our main question is like, and maybe we don't really quite know this
Can
yet.
I
like,
guess? Can I guess your question?
Yes.
How do you know they're virgins?
Oh.
No, that was my brother's first question.
Was there a medical exam? Did you do a medical
Yes,
exam
no.
on everybody on the way?
No, but on season 2, I want to do a lie detector test. Sorry, I totally interrupted you. Go on.
No, I'm so glad you said that because my brother, I'm at my brother's house, weird show to watch with him. And he was just like, so how do they know? Do they like test them? I'm like, I don't think people would lie. But then we saw a teaser that maybe someone has lied. But my question is like, is the end goal to have sex, like to get engaged as the Bachelor? Like, or is it just like, let's just see how this goes? Or is it I don't know. That was our main goal. That was our main question.
To be a first season of any show, you're kind of like working out what that end goal is as it goes, because you're like, in no way, shape, or form do we want anyone to feel pressure to have sex. Like
Totally.
if they are
That's why
not
it's
feeling,
like,
if they're not feeling comfortable, if they're not ready, our goal was not to be like, well, this show has to end with sex. Like, so go home. Like, no, that wasn't our goal. Our goal was for people to find love, to find their first kiss. One of the girls had her first kiss. Some will have their first sharing a bed together. Now, what happens later in the season, I'm going to encourage you to watch. Totally. All 10 episodes are out, and it's the most bingeable show ever. Because, you never know what could happen when you're put in these romantic situations. And they really start to get comfortable.
I think that a lot of these
spicy.
people, they're spicy, and they're
feeling horny. A lot of them
They
are
really
horny.
are. I mean,
Well, they haven't had sex yet. Of course they're horny.
Mike P always says, like, he's such a breath of fresh air, because he'll say, like, it's not like I don't think about it every second of every day. Like, I'm a dude. Like, I think about it often. And, there are other people that were totally willing. Like, I want to have sex. I haven't found my person, and I'm ready. I'll lose my virginity. And then you have some people that it's very important to them to not have it,
Yeah.
And then Colton, who you co-hosted the show with, was the Virgin Bachelor, if people don't know that. And that was like a really big deal. And I feel like in Bachelor Nation, people have gotten like a lot of attention for being virgins. Maddie Pruitt, she was also a virgin, and she got like
Becca Tilly.
People love to talk about it. About people going on that show being a virgin. But how was the experience for him? Is he like coaching these people through being a virgin for a long time?
Yeah, actually, yes. But it's interesting because the cast, a lot of them knew who he was when we walked up to the beach or wherever they were sitting. They were all like, oh, of course, the Virgin Bachelor. And I think a lot of them felt like, because a host coming up can be intimidating sometimes, but to feel like you relate to them it all of a sudden just disarms them. And which I'm sure was the goal. And Colton is literally a giant golden retriever. And so I think, he was definitely able to make them feel like, hey, I've been in your shoes. I've gone through this process. And the thing is, and Colton will say this himself, he would go on dates and it'd be like, he'd have to tiptoe and be like, when's the right time to tell these people I'm a virgin? Because everything shifts as soon as you do that. All of a sudden you see them go, oh God, I don't want to be there first. Or like, is he inexperienced? Or is this a big responsibility? Is he going to cry and fall in love with me if we have sex tonight? Like people always have these preconceived notions of what a virgin means and looks like. And we're kind of breaking down those barriers in the show. But Colton was able to be like, you all are bonding over the same thing right now. It's like, that's not something you have to like worry about sharing. Like you're all here to find your first in whatever capacity that means. And we're here to guide you. So if you need sex advice, go to Kaitlyn. If you want to talk about come to me.
Yes. Then we brought this lady in to teach you guys what fucking's like.
Well, so, I mean, we've talked about this. We did an episode many years ago about kind of the late bloomer phenomenon. And of course, there's virgins that want to wait until marriage and for whatever reasons, possibly religious. And then there's other people that just kind of missed a moment, or then they feel like they've gone too long and they're insecure about it and they want to have sex. And then there's, of course, people are like, I don't want to be your first, you're in your 20s or even 30. Yeah. And so we have so much sympathy and feel for that. And that's what drew us into this show too, is like all these people's stories, because we've gotten emails about it, and it's certainly something to address.
Absolutely. I mean, I say this all the time. It's just like sex sells, whether you're having a lot of it or you're having none of it. Like people are invested in that topic, and people are intrigued by the topic. And I think this generation that's coming up is definitely like holding back, I think, a little more. One, I think they don't drink as much, but is that because social media is so scary? Everything gets put out there. You hear these horror stories about like how you're never going to get a job because people will expose you online. And so everyone's just like a little more afraid, which is also coming with not having sex as early as we used to. And so it really just hits all ages for people to either relate to it or to remember their first or to feel validated in their decisions, because there really are so many different stories.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us your story.
Yeah. How old were you when you lost your virginity? And tell us what happened.
It's okay. So I actually don't remember if I was 17 or 18. I think I was 17, but it was my high school sweetheart. And I thought, this is what we do. We fall in love first, then we have sex, and then we get married, and then we're going to have kids. And this is how it happened. And then we had sex, and I literally cried because it hurt so bad. And I was like, I hate it. I hate it here. I was like it was terrible for me. Sex is so romanticized in so many ways in our life. And your first is not that. And it was, I wasn't his first, he was mine. And
same.
I was just really, and I was like,
he had threesomes.
Oh shit.
That's crazy.
He was experienced, but go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
My guy was fucking too.
Honestly, same. I think he told me. I found out later in life that this guy lied to me about everything. And I would be in high school and he would be at the strippers and doing cocaine and banging strippers. So that was my first experience where I literally thought he loved me so much and we were going to get married. And he was my first. And then I found out all these awful things about him and I was like, cool. But I'm still friends with him to this day, which is also another story. It's because we still have our little high school group of friends that still chat. He's actually a great guy, and he was just dumb and 18.
Sure, yeah, we all were.
But yeah, the first time, I don't know, was your guys' first fun?
No, I mean, I had the same feeling. I was like, people like this? People write songs about this. People change their whole lives and move across the world for this. I was like, this? It hurt so bad. It was so stupid. It's just
a little traumatizing.
It did not feel good. Also, I don't think I even realized how to have good sex for many, 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 for a decade. But at first, I still was like, this is not romantic and this is fucking stupid.
I had a nice experience. It was my boyfriend, and we of course it didn't feel great, but I mean he had a huge dick and whatever. But we walked on the beach at the sunset. It was kind of it couldn't have been. We were in love and whatever, but. Wow. I will never forget. I cannot remember who this was. Raina, maybe you remember. Someone we talked to was on top their first time.
Me.
And I was like, that is diabolical. Was that you?
It wasn't somebody we talked to. It was me.
To get on top your first time is crazy.
I'm a savage, okay? Yeah. I am an animal. And I was like, this is what people do. Totally. Also, he was the guy I was dating. He wasn't a random person. But to this day, one of the biggest dicks I have ever seen in my life. And I was on top.
Okay, so the three of us experienced above average sized penis for our first time. That's not going to tickle.
Yeah, I was warped for life. I was in college. These guys have micro penises, and my friends were like, I think they're pretty normal. I don't know what you've been going through in high school, but no. But I was close to 8. I just turned 18, and I felt I was late. So my friends were having sex at 15, 16, most of them.
Same.
So I think it's different now. Do you think it's different now?
I definitely think it's different. I mean, I have a 17-year-old niece and a 13-year-old nephew who are very open with me about everything. And it's definitely a thing. And I wonder if it is just we talk about it more in this day and age. So it's not this rebellious thing that they feel like they're going to go do. Mm-hmm. I also think, my sister's so open about it with them that they just feel comfortable talking about it. I also think when I was 18, that's the legal drinking age where I'm from in Canada. I was out getting blackout and then going into my 20s, I hate that I have to say it because I don't think men say they go through a hoe phase. They just were being men. But I went through a hoe phase in my 20s.
Phase, yes.
Yeah, And I was just drinking and partying, and I just feel people don't do that anymore. It's the trending thing right now for that age is health and wellness.
Nothing of the sort. I got into that at 38.
I literally was slamming pizza, drunk as fuck,
so bloated. I was just so puffy.
Hot dogs, puffy. Yeah, I was what is health and wellness? I never touched a gym.
Fuck no. Working out.
Yeah, no, everyone's doing that now.
Also, you mentioned that
drink water,
social media and I think people, I guess the people have a healthy fear today of what will happen to them on social media. I was blissfully unaware of anything like that. And I didn't have to worry about things like this ending up on the internet or somebody texting a photo of me. And I mean, thank God. And I feel for people who really have to be scared of something like that. The world has just changed so much.
I know. I always shake my niece. I'm like, go bang a bunch of dudes. No, I don't say that. But I just want her to I want her to go travel abroad and go ahead. Even though I also don't, because I just interviewed Amanda Knox and her story about going to Italy and getting arrested. And I'm like, stay home and stay in your little bubble in Leduc, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, wait until you're 30 to go to Italy.
Yeah.
Can we have a life update on you and your life, dating life, everything? Just tell us what's been going on.
Well, it's been so much fun to have filmed this show. It was the timing that I needed because I really was just working myself so hard and doing things that all of a sudden I was just getting to the burnout phase. And all I did was pray to the freaking moon that I would have some slow downtime. So then the moon said, you're welcome. I was so slow and I was like, I'm failing. I'm not doing anything. I'm I'm a failure. I'm a loser. And I started being like, hey, that's not what we do. So I started doing what I do best is manifesting. And I was doing this vision board and I was creating all these things that I want in my life. And I was like, I do want to protect my peace and have a bit of a slower pace in life and also be doing the things that I love. What I would love to do, my dream job would to be host a really big show on Hulu or Netflix. And I would like to privately date somebody. And I would like to just spend more time with my dogs and call the people that matter. And then all of a sudden I get this call and I'm hosting the show and I've been dating, of course, but I'm doing it privately and I've never felt like it's more sacred in my life. And I've just had 2 very performative relationships over the years. And I'm like, wow, being private is so fun.
Oh, I love that you. I love
we
that
love
that
this.
makes me really happy for you. All of it's happening, and
thank you. I just feel I really just my nervous system has never felt more calm, and I didn't understand how out of whack I really was in the last few years. But I just feel more peace than I ever have. I mean, I'm still a psycho on my period and will have a mental breakdown and question everything in life. But then the next day I'm just kidding.
I never thought about it, Kaitlyn, because everything that you do is so centered around you and your life, your podcast and being on The Bachelor, which, centers on your dating life, to host something that you just get to be your sparkly self and be funny and cool, but it's not about you. Must feel really nice. And you were really public about how your previous relationship, he wanted to be really social media TikTok couple kind of, and that wasn't really for you. And he has since gone on to do that. So
yeah, exactly.
He's doubling down on it.
He is doubling down and living his truth, honey. And I am living mine.
And Kaitlyn's just on this road trip and you see a glimpse of an arm here and there. And we're like, what's happening? I loved your road trip thing. It was so relatable. You on whatever, 17 hours or 14 hours or something. And I was
I was thank God for that road trip warrior I was with, because I was I will just let you know right now, I will have spurts of energy to dance and sing, and then I will go right back to sleep in the passenger seat.
It's about balance,
Yeah. I will entertain you for a good total of 20 minutes in this 13-hour drive.
But you were with the person you were seeing? On the road trip? Okay, I just want to clarify, because at first I was is it a driver or is she with? I was I don't think I feel comfortable acting like this with a random.
Imagine I just hired a driver and slept and danced for him the whole time.
Can I ask you, was that the first time you'd been in a car with him for obviously that long?
What was the road trip like?
I've done that road trip before. It's honestly, what I have invited into my life is a man of service and kindness. Someone who lives his life that is I want to help others and be a man of service and care about the things that matter. And I'm going to say manifest again. I know that's such a buzzword and everyone overuses it. But I do it. I do it so hard that I'm he literally could have, he's you just do whatever you want in this seat.
Yes.
And I'll get you home, honey.
Oh, I love this for you. That. It makes me so happy.
It is. It's really nice. It's a really nice place to be.
Well, you
That's really
seem
great.
really happy. You seem like you're glowing and everything's going well and you're getting laid.
Yeah, that helps. There's so many like seasons of life, and I try to be like, at this season I'm in right now, it's so good. And I know like really scary, bad things happen in life. And I am like such a person to my brain tends to go like, what's the worst case scenario? Like, let's focus on that. And I've done hypnosis therapy. I'm doing all of my therapy around it. And I'm really just trying to like live in the now. And it's making the world of a difference.
And I also just like what you said of this moment of like, I'm not working or not working, but I'm not doing enough, or am I still relevant? Like we all have these
Right.
feelings. Anyone
Yeah.
who works in this type of industry, and it's just a good reminder that it ebbs and flows, and
Totally ebbs and flows.
Like you ask, and also it's like you need those breaks every once in a while. You asked for it, and
Yeah, you gotta really
change,
like you gotta really say like, I'm in the moment that I've prayed for. Like I'm here. And now what's the next moment I want to like ask for from the universe? Like you can do that. You can like slow down, and I usually function in chaos, but now I want to function in like peace. And I'm like, that feels a lot better.
I love it. Well, people can watch the show on Hulu. You said all 10 episodes are out. It is just so fun, and they can listen to your podcast every week. We've been on it. We love doing it. You're such a good host. You're so good at what you do. It's really a lot of fun to listen to it. Anything else?
I was so excited when I got to talk to, I saw you guys on the list of people I got to talk to, and I was like, oh my God, yes. It just feels like comforting and relatable, and I knew I'd giggle, and
Thanks.
We've been loving you interviewing the former Bachelor. Like I'm obsessed with what you've been doing. So if you guys don't know, like listen, and it's all the people you dated pretty much. Is that kind of the requirement that you?
Yeah, I
on the show?
rewatched my season of The Bachelorette because it was 10 years ago. And then I had all the guys on from my season doing like kind of like a recap and like how they were feeling in the moment. And but it was very humbling because what I found out is I don't think any of them actually even really liked me. They were just like,
Oh, no. They don't
I'm
remember how they
serious.
felt 10 years ago.
I'm serious. The only ones that I was like, okay, thank God, was like Jared and Ben Higgins. I was like, okay. But the other ones were like, yeah, I was just kind of there. Like, we knew it was Sean from the get-go. So we were just like, had a party and like, it's good to see you though. I'm like, oh,
Oh, no.
you weren't obsessed with me.
They're lying. Everybody was obsessed with you. I was obsessed with you. I was like, she's so cool.
I know. I was like, look at her tattoos. She's so spicy. She's Canadian. I love her.
I was so spicy for that show.
You really were.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, I'm so excited for everyone to watch the show. And if you want to tune into my podcast, I do. It's the two things I'm doing right now is hosting the show and hosting my podcast. And it's literally the two things I want to be doing. So I feel like when you are aligned like that, your like energy and what you're doing, like it matters. And I feel like it just comes through in the podcast and in the show. Like you can just tell I'm hyped on it.
Yeah, you're aligned.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can feel it through the screen. So congrats on everything.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time. And you guys check everything out. And
Yeah,
congrats
it's nice
on
that we
everything.
dropped all 10 episodes because when I binge a show and it's not
Totally.
out yet, I'm like, what? I have to wait 1 week?
I know.
Yeah. So you can watch it all.
Okay. Thanks, Caitlyn.
Thank
Yeah,
you guys
thank
so
you.
much. It was so good to see you both.
You
to
too.
see you too.
Congrats on everything.
Okay, thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, well, we hope you guys enjoyed the interview and this episode of The Snack. You can find us at girlsgottaeat.com. We are Girls Gotta Eat Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I am Ash Hess. Raina is Raina.Greenberg. Subscribe on YouTube. Share this episode with a friend. And we will see you Monday.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Bye.